Thanks for looking at today's video, and today we continue on with that 15mm or 1:100 scale Amtrac build for the Gulf War stuff we're doing. So last video we got part way through the assembly. This video will finish that assembly. So we got that turret done with the hatch on. We have the hatches open, so that's all sorted. I'll just put that off to the side, and we'll come back to that after. And last video I talked about having the hatches open, so we just drilled them out, and you can see that on the last video. And I'm using some old hatches I found from some Sherman tanks. So I've decided just to put one on there with a bit of blue tack, and we'll just put a little bit of super glue on there to hold that, and then pull the blue tack out later. So, and we've got the two little side skirts that attach to the vehicle. So, and they're just got a side written on them. You can see there's an L, and this one has an R. So excellent, easy to do. So when you look at it, left is left, right is right, from looking forward from the driver's position or the commander's position. So first thing I'll do is just tidy up any flashing on them, which is really quick to do. So just run around with a file. If I don't use a file, I'll use a hobby knife just to run across it. So just give it a quick tidy up. So it looks good, and that's the right side, so the curved section goes towards the front. I guess that's the easiest way to look at it. And there you can see a piece of flashing on that one. So just follow that off. There's a little bit on the end there. So these models are really tidy, really quite good. So definitely recommend picking up some Amtracs. Now, once we've got them done, I'm just going to use a store-bought super glue, so nothing special. And where they sit on is just across the front, just like that. And that little lip you see on the inside there is just above that track under the hull. So yeah, you'll find the position. And I'll just run a little bit of super glue just across the Amtrac there. I got a good question about washing kits before assembly. Yeah, and that's true. Yep, definitely give them a wash, and I haven't made a video on it, but it's definitely something we can do. We can make a video on prepping them, just cleaning them up. So yeah, it's a good idea to wash them, especially resin kits. So while that just bonds for 2 seconds, let's move that gear out of there. Just be careful where you put your hatch, don't want to lose it. I'm just going to bring in a bottle lid and a little piece of blue tack, and stick that on there, and get the turret and just put the turret on there. So we'll get this turret primed once we get the main hull assembled, and they'll prime the main body off camera, and then we'll come back to it. So we're a little bit closer to done. So once that's bonded, I'll just turn over to the other side. A little bit of super glue there. Always looks like a lot, but I don't know, on the camera it always looks like a lot, but it's not heaps. And then just set that in place. I also got an email just asking whether I'm sponsored or stuff like that, and no, I'm not. No, everything I buy is because I buy it out of my own money. I'm not sponsored at all. There's no, I don't build kits that someone's paid for or a model company's paid for. It's just me just doing it on my own, so just for the enjoyment of it, and probably doing it, you know, completely terrible job of it, but anyway. All right, so I'm just going to put this piece of blue tack just here behind the driver's hatch, and you'll see, if you look at, you'll see where the hinge is for the way the hatch would open. So they don't always just open directly rearward. So I'll just grab that hatch and place it on there. I'll bring it around, and then I'll just sort of fiddle around with it till I get it in the position I want. That's not good, is it? I just sent it flying across my room somewhere. Yeah. So, like I said, just be careful with small parts. I'm sure some people are going to cringe at the way I do things, but I think the idea of my channel was for someone who doesn't have the latest and greatest kit, just basic understanding of models and a basic idea of assembly, and no fancy stuff yet. So, and then I just put a bit of glue just on both of the hatches like that. Avoid contact with your blue tack. So we've got a bit on there and a bit on there. And if they move a bit, we'll just adjust them again to get them back into position. And once I'm happy with that, I'll leave that to set so those hatches are open. We did it on the other one off camera build. We've got the hatches open like that. And then I'm going to put that aside, let it set, and we'll just come back to this turret because still got a little bit of time on this video, and I'll just bring in my magical bit of cardboard here, and I say professional. And I've got that turret, and all I'm going to do is prime the turret. So for that, we're going to use Chaos Black primer, and I always put on a glove, just a rubber glove every time I've got to touch something that might get sprayed as well. And the reason I'm holding it in my hand, just putting it on the ground, is I want to get it every angle straight away. So just with that Chaos Black, and we're about 10 centimeters away from it. It's hard to tell, but I just go around and give it a good coat of primer. So that's done, and then what we'll do is the hull of the actual main vehicle we'll do off camera. So when I come back to the Amtrac doing the build in the next couple of days, they'll both be this black stage. Thanks so much for watching, and that's the start of our Amtrac build, and we'll get a bit more done over the next couple of days. Thanks so much for watching.